Today's topic is about learned behavior, the things we pick up from our parents or guardians. I have a story about a young girl shaking a doll, telling it to shut up before it get whooped, and all those things, and how detrimental what we can learn from our guardians can be and how helpful it can be. But stay tuned to this video to listen to how I break these things down. My name is Cyrus and I'm, and my mission is to embody the emotion of overcoming. I believe we all fight battles we hide from the world. My objective is to help you win those battles through perspective. Stay tuned. Learned behavior can be extremely detrimental to us. It's a video out there. It's also stories I've heard, and it's also interactions I've seen where it's a 3, 4, or 5-year-old young girl that has a doll or a stuffed animal, and they shaking it like, shut up, listen to me when I talk. And they put them in the corner. It might fall over. I said, sit up. And that's their conversation with the doll or the stuffed animal. Now, where did that come from? It came from how they were treated. That's the learned behavior. And you see how detrimental that is? Because you got an inanimate object that cannot move, cannot talk, cannot do anything. And the personality a 4-year-old wants to put on it is disobedient, so it can discipline them. I told you to shut up. That's the mentality of a 4-year-old. So imagine the trauma that child has been through to a point that they want to emulate their parents in the abusive nature to something that they're put an imagination on. There's so many directions you can go with your imagination. Why would a 4-year-old child go in the direction of disobedience? So they can discipline it. And how does that affect us in our adulthood? Look how heavy that is. It's extremely heavy. Because we all are going through some form of trauma to an extent. And we won't realize that it's programmed within us over a long period of time. And then we search videos on here on YouTube or whatnot and say, how do I overcome my trauma? It's not a quick process. You learned that when you was 4. And then it dragged into you being 20. Then you might start recognizing yourself at 22. You got 16 years of damage you gotta fix. No one video is gonna do that. So I even see it in my comments, well, this didn't help me. No one video is gonna help anybody. It can give you a slight spark, but it's a process. And this is all because of that learned behavior that can be detrimental to us for long periods of time. And that's what happens. It's frustrating because when I'm doing sessions and all these things and I see those type of things and I'm like, I know I'm here to help. I know what I'm here for. But it takes so much effort to help somebody recognize themselves and their activity and their behavior and all those things to fix it. So you have to recognize your mentality with self-awareness to fix the issues. And then you have to look at where it comes from to fix the issue. And once you understand all that, then you look at everything different, and then you can take in information and constantly polish yourself, which is a process based on learned behavior that sets you back. It wasn't even a fact of you being ahead or starting at an even playing field. It's the fact that you started in a deficit. It's so heavy that learned behavior can affect us into our adulthoods to a point that we're giving it to somebody else. And we see it often where you got beat, so now you want to beat your children. You were abused, so now you want to abuse somebody else. You don't love yourself, so you don't want anybody else to love themselves. And that has to stop. And as I said, this doesn't stop overnight. The process stops with you wanting it to stop, wanting to be better. And it's a journey. Because this learned behavior can affect us good or bad. I've seen the same thing on the opposite side, where it's a young girl that's hugging a doll and trying to feed it and talking to him, "You so pretty," and rubbing his head. That's because they got taught that way. That's the way their parents talk to them. That's what they filled their brain with. And that parent sculpted them in a different way of love or whatever it may be, compassion, humble, etc. And that gives us, or gives that child, the best opportunity in this world. So what are we setting people up for? When you look at your little niece, nephew, son, daughter, what are you setting them up for? I'm not telling you not to be harsh and honest, etc., etc. I'm telling you, you don't have to be abusive because you were abused and you say, "I turned out fine." But look at all the things you may be carrying from that learned behavior. So once again, we learn a lot in our life, and we pick up some things and we let some things go, we drop some things. But when we dealing with trauma, or we dealing with some of the things that we've been taught and it's hard to shake, why should we teach that to somebody else that's coming behind us? We shouldn't. So let's not. Let's focus on ourselves, let's get better, and let's teach somebody else some behavior that they can be better with. Thank you for taking out the time to watch this video. Please like, share, and subscribe. If you want to get one of my shirts or a program or a book, it's in the description box below. Also, keep reaching out to me on social media, on Instagram. I truly appreciate it. I appreciate the questions, and I love replying to them. Thank you.